Most people think discipline is about waking up at 5 a.m., grinding through your to-do list, and just working harder than everyone else. And I used to think that too. Then I built a business, scaled it to 8 figures, and surrounded myself with founders doing the same. And I realized something was backwards, all right? The most disciplined founders aren't the ones who show up the hardest. They're the ones who've built businesses that run without them. And that takes real discipline. But here's the problem. The discipline that got you to 6 figures won't get you past it. Personal consistency doesn't scale, systems do. And in this video, I'm walking through the 5 levels of discipline and revealing the exact mechanisms I used each level to make sure my discipline scaled with my business. Because once your business starts working, once you've got real revenue, a team depending on you, and every decision costs you time you don't have, personal discipline stops being enough. Section 1, self-control discipline. This is what everyone thinks of when they hear the word discipline. The habits, the routines, the willpower, waking up early. And look, this level matters, okay? If you can't show up consistently, nothing else works. But here's what nobody tells you. Self-control, it doesn't scale. A few years ago, I was at the peak of my personal discipline. Up at 5:30 a.m., workout, then I had my smoothie, a nice founder flow block before anyone else was even awake. But my business was still leaking energy and potential. Clients were slipping through the cracks, my team was waiting on me for decisions, and revenue was growing, but so was my workload. I was working 60-hour weeks and it still wasn't enough. And that's when it hit me. I wasn't dealing with a motivation problem, I was dealing with a capacity problem. Every decision really flowed through me, every quality standard really depended on me being there, and if I wasn't there, I just felt like everything was gonna fall apart, right? Here's the truth. Once every decision costs you time you don't have, self-control discipline becomes fragile. It works when you're small, right? But it breaks when you scale. And that's when I realized if I wanted to scale, my focus shouldn't be on my own willpower, it should be on personal constraints, which brings me to level 2, constraint discipline, reducing decision load. Here's what I learned, okay? The real enemy at scale isn't a lack of effort, it is decision fatigue. Every choice you make, no matter how small or large, depletes your cognitive resources. Should I take this meeting? Should I wear this thing? Should I respond to this email now or later? I'm constantly trying to go and just reduce that cognitive load, right? Reduce the amount of decisions that depend on me and push them down through my organization. In the book, The Outsiders, they go and study 8 CEOs that went and outperformed the market over the last 25 years by getting over 20% annual returns, okay? The big thing was that they decentralized leadership, right? Really pushing kind of ownership and decision-making down and across their organization, right? And so level 2 discipline is about pre-deciding. It's about making decisions once and then designing rules that enforce those decisions automatically. If you just make rules, they just make the decisions for you. And so, as an example, everyone knows I just do my meetings on Tuesdays. If a problem arises, the rule may be bring a recommendation, not a problem, and then just redirect it that way, right? I tell my team, you can make decisions without me, just answer the question, what is best for the enterprise? When someone on my team comes to me with a problem, I don't jump in and solve it. I ask them one thing. What is your recommendation? Okay, that's it. If you bring me a problem, I'm just gonna ask you, what's your recommendation? All right, because I'm not here to go and solve the monkey on your back. You gotta keep that there, and you gotta figure this out. The first time I enforced this, my team pushed back and were like, well, Matt, what if I'm wrong? Well, good, okay? Because we'll course correct, but at least you're taking the responsibility for that area versus pushing it to me. Within 30 days, the culture shifted completely, okay? People stopped coming to me with problems. They started coming to me with solutions that just needed a green light or no light at all because it was already moving along, okay? How I see my business, okay, is that every single leader within my business must be running their own business unit inside a Founder OS. The broader principle is this, right? Constraints aren't restrictions, right? Constraints breed creativity and are liberators. Real discipline is designing your environment so you don't have to choose it all. Section 3, data-driven discipline, directing energy to signal, not noise. Most of you believe that if you just work harder, if you just add one more initiative, one more content channel, one more offer, you'll finally hit that breakthrough. But more effort without direction is just noise, okay? Level 3 discipline is about directing all of your energy towards signal, the metric and feedback loops that actually move the business forward, and having the candor to let everything else die. Let me show you exactly how to do this. Here you can see every video we put out, right? And we are tracking things like these core metrics I just shared, right? Subscribers, views, applications, right? But also things like cash collected, right? Because when I look at building a profitable media company within FounderOS, obviously the profitable part is an important thing. And so we're looking at the profit per piece of content, so we know which content to double down on and the kind of stuff that we should maybe be careful of. This video here, this 10-minute system that makes success inevitable, this video got over 208,000 views, right, in the first 30 days. Amazing, right? You'd think this video is an absolute banger. But the thing is, you go and scroll over and you realize, holy shit, the cash collected on that video was only $258 in 30 days. So not so bueno, right? Now here's the thing though. I go and I look at this video down here, right? Copy this content strategy, it'll blow up your business. Now this video, if you look at it, only 44,000 views. You could be like, that's a failure. No, but you look at the real metrics behind this, right? And when you go over to cash collected, we made $29,000 from that video. Okay, so this is the importance, right, of really diving deeper, right, into the metrics and looking at the stuff that really matters. And in this case, we're looking oftentimes at cash, but that's not it. Let me go and actually show you some more magic here because we don't just stop there. So the legend on my team, Diego, has gone and created this detailed analytics dashboard as well, right? Where we can actually go and track things like the views, applications, as well as kind of like the FounderOS brand score for some of the core categories across our content. Things like, how is AI content around content systems, storytelling, mindset, business, branding, productivity. And what we can see here, right, is that it's actually our content systems that drive the most cash collected to the company, right? Whereby actually mindset-based content drives us the most subscribers. And so this way, right, we're able to also go and see the distribution across the different kinds of categories we have. And we also do this across our different formats as well. So we can see, talking head formats as an example, drive us the most subscribers, right? Whereas sometimes when I do system screen shares, very similar to what I'm doing here right now, this is actually what drives us some of the most cash within the company. And so this doesn't mean that we suddenly just seesaw and we do, okay, we're gonna do just this format and just that type of content. No, we keep it kind of balanced, right? We use some content to grow the channel and some content to actually go and then monetize the channel. I think the thing that you can do is make sure you have trackable links for all your content so you're able to go and track people all the way from when they download a lead magnet all the way to when they convert with you, so you can start seeing the actual profit per piece of content and build your own dashboard like this. Or better yet, join FounderOS and we can help you do just this. So I've shown you this like quantitative analytics, right? And that's certainly one piece, right, of really making sure that we're building this like data-driven discipline in the company. The other side of this though is making sure you also have the discipline to make sure that departments are not operating in silos, okay? Inside of the Slack channel, we have a channel that is Marketing Sales Success Sync. And you can see that there's a constant interaction between my marketing team and my sales team. And we're sharing what we're seeing, what we know is working, and making sure that we're constantly dialing in the marketing to better serve sales. And sales is doing their part to share different insights that will help us on the marketing side so that we can go and dial in the content that much better. And this is, I think, how you build a rigorous, disciplined media team. If this is confusing, I want you just to ask yourself this. What are the 3 metrics that actually move your business forward? If you can't name them, you're stuck guessing. If you're tracking them weekly, you're operating with level 3 feedback loops. If you can't answer those questions, you're not operating at level 3 at all, okay? You're busy, but you're not that focused. Now, here's where it gets uncomfortable because levels 1 through 3 are table stakes. Every successful operator figures those out eventually, okay? You're gonna get those. But level 4 and level 5, this is where 95% of people get stuck. Not because they don't understand the concept, but because they can't execute it. And if you're watching this thinking, I've already got systems, what I'm about to show you is why you probably will realize that you don't really, which brings me to level 4. Section 4, system discipline, process over personality. Here's the trap I fell into and the #1 missing point of leverage I see with almost every founder I work with inside of FounderOS. You get really good at executing, right? Nobody can do this like I can is what people will say, right? But that pride becomes a cage because if something only works when you do it, you don't have a business, right? You have dependency. And that's the exact opposite of what we're trying to accomplish here, right? Level 4 discipline is moving from individual execution to organizational leverage. It's really about moving from the engine of your business to the architect. It's understanding that at scale, consistency comes from systems, not people. Let me tell you a story on this, okay? We had a client deliver a strategic audit we'd run for founders inside of one of our programs. And it used to take me about 6 hours to complete because I was good at it, right? Really good, but it was also a massive bottleneck. And if I was traveling or I was on a podcast, I just basically had to make that client wait. And that's not a business, that's a job, okay? So here's what I did. I documented it, right? At Founder Us, we have one non-negotiable rule. If you solve a problem, you gotta document it. And documentation means two things, okay? A Google Doc that walks through the system step by step, and then a Loom video showing how to execute it. No exceptions, okay? If you can't document it, it doesn't scale. Then I recorded a 15-minute Loom video walking through the entire thing, showing my screen and talking through my thought process and demonstrating the execution, okay? Then I handed this off to someone on my team, sent them the doc and the Loom, and they were off to the races. I told them to run the next client audit for me. The first time they ran it, it took them about 60 minutes, and the quality was better than when I had done it manually. Why? Because the system had the cumulative wisdom of everyone who touched it. So if it's not documented, it's not a system. And this is like really some tribal shit in the company, right? Really making sure that we live this as a company. There is still one final level of discipline that holds high performers back from their full potential. And it's the scariest one because it requires the one thing every founder is terrified of, letting go completely, which brings me to level 5. Now, before I go and show you level 5, let me tell you about what Founder OS actually is. Founder OS is an operating system for founders who are doing real revenue, going from anything from 50K to 500K per month, and who are stuck in that operator mode, okay? You've proven the business works, you've got clients, you've got a team, but you are still the bottleneck. What we do is help you architect the exact systems we just talked about, right? Help you solve the constraints that are gonna free up your cognitive load, help you with the data dashboards that tell you on what to focus on, and then the frameworks that let you finally step out of the weeds. It's not a course, it's not a bunch of videos you watch on your own. It's a 12-month build with me and a small group of founders who are at the exact same stage as you. We build your operating system together with live coaching, real-time feedback, and a community of people who actually understand what it's like to be trapped in a business you built. Now let's dive into level 5. Leverage discipline. Freedom through ownership transfer. This is the level that separates founders doing a few $100,000 a year from founders doing a few $100,000 a month. And it's also the level most people never even reach. Not because they can't, but because it's terrifying. It's not about delegation, right? Delegation is, here's a task, go do it, and report back to me, okay? Level 5 is about ownership transfer. It's about, here's an outcome that you own, make the calls, you make the decisions, I trust you, and here's the system. True leverage, true freedom requires you to transfer authority, not just tasks. Let me tell you about the first time I did this. We had a revenue critical function in the business. It directly impacted client experience and renewals. It was really mission critical, and I was the only one running it. And so I documented the system, a doc and a Loom, just like in level 4, okay? And then I found the right person on my team, someone who had the skill set, the ownership mentality, and the judgment. I transferred the full ownership of this thing. This is yours now, okay? You own this, right? I transferred all of that ownership to this individual. The first week, I was checking in, okay? Making sure it was all good. The second week, I forced myself to check in just once. And by week 3, I didn't check in at all, okay? And nothing broke. And here's what nobody really talks to you about, right? The moment that I let go, the moment I stopped being the hero to solve all these problems, I finally got to work on the stuff that I actually enjoyed, right? I got to build, I got to create, I got to think years ahead, right? In this level, right, what it's really about is ensuring people have that ownership mentality on your team. You know, if you're looking to get to $20 million a year, you need to have multiple people in your business that could run a $10 million business, multiple people could run their $5 million business in it, and then a bunch of people can run $1 million and 500K business units inside of it, right? You need real business owners inside of your business. Let me tie this all together because level 5 doesn't work without the other 4 levels, okay? Level 1 is where you start, but it's not where you stay. Level 2 is where you reclaim your brain through constraints. Level 3 is where you focus on signal and then kill all the noise. Level 4 is where you build systems that scale beyond you. And then level 5 is where you finally step into freedom. So here's what I want you to do. Don't guess which level you're at. Take the founder dependency test in the link below, okay? It takes 5 minutes and it'll show you exactly where your business is structurally dependent on you. If you score high and you're ready for level 5 systems, you're exactly the kind of founder we work with inside of FounderOS. Bring your completed test to a strategy call. The team and I will look at your bottleneck layer, pressure test your ownership transfer, and then decide what systems will unlock that architect level leverage for you. But if you don't, you'll stay stuck at performing at a very low level, and that's no good. I created this channel to go and document my journey building a business that grows without consuming my life. If that's the kind of thing you want, well, I'd love to help you. Be sure to like and subscribe and go and watch this next video on a key system that you can copy to go and blow up your business here. Go watch that one, and much love. Let's win together.